Hi guys! Time to do a translation. Oh, this don't go right. Hold on, give me a minute. It's Labor Day, and I'm just like, why not translate the energy? I honestly been pulling cards out. My nipple coming out. Pardon me. Mother Nature want to speak. I'm just saying. But anywho, it's Labor Day, and I've been pulling cards all day. And I'm just like, why not share the overall energy? So I'm a pull from the tarot and a traveler's deck, which I plan on ordering me some more cards just because I feel the energy of that, and I need to be making me some cards. I feel the energy of that. Also, which I probably what gonna start making my own. I already do that, even how I use these in a different form, but I actually didn't make them, but I had to figure that part out. I feel like I'm rambling a little bit, but it's okay. Something is on my screen. I know they say Labor Day you're not supposed to do no work or whatever, but the eternal side is always going. That's why I decided to even share it, because it's like they got something to say. They always active for sure, and they don't take rest days, even though we honor them. It's like you should never stop. That came out quickly. Oh, it's manifestation time. See, that's exactly what I mean. It's like, don't sleep on them. It's intriguing. It's awesome. That came out quickly, too. You're manifesting, but it's obstacles. Oh, you gotta change your perspective, too. Oh, intriguing. It's like you're manifesting in the dark, but it's obstacles. It's things that you wouldn't even think that you'd be manifesting, because it's an obstacle. Obstacle is things that's like not pleasant. But you're the queen of it. That's the intriguing part. It's not hard. It's like somebody saying that's hard, and somebody saying that's easy. It's meant for you. The other person's not really meant for it. They actually gotta learn it. It's nothing, and you gotta change your perspective on something. I like you stuck on this doggone card. This first card that came out, the Queen of Wands. It's something about the cat that's standing out. It might be a good time if you have pets to pay attention to your pet, honestly. Just because it's the eternal aspect. You're not getting communication maybe verbally like this or physically. But certain things they may be doing. But it's the eternal side trying to get your attention, if that makes sense. It's the cat. That seems to be really important. Like the eternal could be communicating with you through your cat or something of that aspect.
You gonna communicate with a peace sign? A peace sign? I have a peace sign.
He's so annoying.
Pizza.
I ain't got no top leg and kiss.
Pizza.
Get out of my video. I'm working, dude. Food. Oh my god. Anyway, it's the cat.
What cat?
Straight cat. You capping in the streets. Cat daddy.
Then you go, oh, the page of pentacles.
Where's the pizza?
That goes with it too. It's divine communication. It's the cat that's doing it. Okay, guys, you're being annoying. Seriously, with the food.
Seriously, the
Okay, Drew. I'll be AFK for a
look
moment.
like I give up. Do it look like I give up?
You better with the food.
Do it look like I give up?
Okay.
Anywho.
Julian?
Maybe I gotta change my perspective on it.
Julian?
Maybe they got a message too to get out for the eternal side. So the Hangman did come out
Dragon Ball Z, look,
to
he's right
change their
there.
perspective.
You ain't Super Saiyan Blue. I'm Super Saiyan Blue.
I mean, that's what I got.
But you're having divine communication. This is definitely it's coming off as a pet, and it's right up under the Queen of Wands.
I got this.
It's your divine communication you're having.
Okay. I'll be AFK.
And the King of Pentacles came out.
Oh,
Oh, that's
click her
awesome.
on.
You're definitely communicating with somebody on the eternal aspect.
You want some?
That's amazing. I'm gonna pull a couple more cards up. So I'm trying to see something. It seems like it could be back and forth communication with the eternal aspect. Like Ghostbuster Day. Like you're definitely communicating with them. Because the Queen of Wands came out, which is the abracadabra energy. Where it's like you're recognizing it. Like, I pulled my card. I didn't even tell you guys. Sometimes I have extra accessories that help me translate the energy, to draw in the energy. And I got my stone heart, which this is like a tombstone that would be like out at a cemetery or something. It's the eternal love aspect. And with the the King of Pentacles, your other half may be on the other side. And y'all communicating. One can be in the here realm, if that makes sense, and the other one is in the eternal side. Or y'all just have good divine communication, because I personally am here and I do have good communication energetically with people that's physically still here. So it could be either way, honestly, but it's happening. Either you have a loved one, they passed away, and they on the other side, and y'all are still communicating. Which for me, it gets tricky, just because when people say you're crazy. But that's why your obstacles got you the Queen of Wands, because you recognize it. It's not a block to you. But as I was saying, it reminded me of a widow. People be thinking they're crazy. I still smell them. I still feel them. It's true. They do. It's like, I talked about it before in a translation I did before. I was into how here now, for a lot of times you get married, they have in your vows to death do us part. You should understand those vows, for one, for sure. But understand the eternal connection that you will always have. That's why I do talk about, make sure you have those conversations with your spouse about what happens if they die, or, I don't know what I can say if they die, because if, y'all have that connection, y'all get divorced, y'all still connected. It's not like you just stop. But I'm preferring to the ones who, y'all together, and it's like, if this happened to me, I want you to move on. A lot of times people don't want to move on because they understand those vows for the most part. They understand the actual connection they had outside of the vows, but they know they're always going to be stuck to them. It's not really a to death do us part. That's why I say it's a little cop out, but it do make the new start make sense. That's why it's good to have these conversations, as I said, about what happens if I pass out, or not pass out, if I go to the other side. Well, you still, like me, if I had a spouse, I know about that, or even before, definitely, because we're still young. Well, I feel like I'm rushing in my words. That's so weird. Am I so excited that I just can't hide it? I feel like my words is coming out so quickly because I'm excited. I really do feel good. I've been feeling good all day. It's a good energy. Because I actually want to tell y'all a little story. I do. Just because lately my sonny boo have not been like wanting to get up for school because he ain't been feeling good, honestly. And sometimes I think he just be wanting to sleep in or whatever. So today I was like, you know what? I'm going to go wake him up. And that's the dream, because I normally don't. I would let him sleep. It's like, if you don't feel good or you tired, there's no need to go, because it's going to be a waste of your time. You're not going to be able to focus. So sleep. Get your sleep in. But today I went and I attempted to wake him up. And then he was like, at first I woke him up twice. First time he didn't say, like, I don't have to go to school. Like, why are you waking me up this early? Then the second time it was like a 30-minute gap before he like literally had to like get ready. And I went to go wake him up, and he was like, it's a holiday. And I'm like, dude, ain't no holiday. I thought he was lying. Like, dude, don't play with me. Ain't no doggone holiday today. So I went and I looked on the calendar to see, like, what holiday is it today? And I'm like, Labor Day. That's not what y'all think it is. It's labor. You're supposed to be working, yo. Like, that's weird, But But I was like, oh, this must be eternal side. This is y'all. This is our holiday. Pardon me. So I hopped right on it. I just was like, I didn't even realize that it was even Labor Day. That's so intriguing. Um, but once I realized, what the day was, I was like, yes, go time. But I had to be a little cautious a little bit just because certain things is a little sensitive. So, I had to be a little cautious. Just in a Wheel of Fortune aspect, what goes around comes around. Be careful what you put out, because it will come back and it may not be so funny when it's you in that position, But the eternal side like to have a lot of little intriguing fun. And it's not bad, it's just be cautious of the energies. That's how I operate. Like, what is this example I can give? I feel like I should give an example because it was mainly one thing that got me, and I was like, I'm just gonna steer away from that angle. I think it was Michael Myers, and he was dancing with a kid, and it was just as fun because it's like it's the eternal side having fun, with the kids, and it's like the kids don't gotta go to school today, and guess what? The eternal side is having a good time with them, which I honestly thought it was funny, but I was like, you know what? That's a little touchy. I'm gonna skip past that. That's why I didn't share it. I'm sharing it now, but it's just like that's just an example as to how I be cautious with things that I do, just because it's like to an extent it's not funny, but metaphorically, if you understand, it's funny. Because I did get a few chuckles out of it, but yeah. Moving forward, as to why my day was so good, and yeah. I don't know why I'm rushing, but it's just that story was just fun. I feel like I should get an example. That's it. I do have a good sense of humor, but I do think before I do certain things. It's just the way it's supposed to be. This is so freaking good. All this energy is good energy. From you being able to manifest your obstacles, it's your happy ending. There's no way that you're not recognizing this connection. It's just like, this is you. This has got to be the hair ram, because it's like abracadabra. But this cat is catching my attention. Something I can explain it. It's a black cat, and it's looking at you. That's why I said this. For some people, it could be a pet that is helping you recognize somebody else on the eternal side, if that makes sense. But that's you, because abracadabra, you can actually see it in the physical realm as to how you're having the communication. Because that star to me is coming off as divine communication, like cosmos situation. Like you're communicating through airwaves, and it's the happy ending because it gotta be clear, because that'll be you two, like y'all together, but y'all not together. It's part of your obstacles. That's the intriguing part. That's awesome. Then we have this card over here. This seems like that's probably exactly what that could be. But this one coming off as a third party situation. As to how I said this a minute ago, as into you could have a pet, and it's a cat. It's a cat. I know it could be a different animal, but it seems like it's a cat for sure. This image is just what it is. It's a cat that is letting you know about a communication. I mean, something from the eternal side, whether it's a loved one, I don't know, somebody that passed away on the other side. But I have to speak in that form too, because I can do that, and I'm still here, and I communicate with people that's alive. Physical. I gotta learn about dimensions, because it's like a fifth dimension, third dimension. It's that type of aspect, and this can be like, it's reminding me of a triangle. Like, it's that type of communication happening, if that makes sense. Because somebody got the balance. It could be the cat that got a balance, but they're communicating with somebody else. And What does this change perspective?
You throw those dry sheets away.
It's the one on the divine side is telling you to change your perspective. And that's kind of interesting because I just recently shared something about myself that I realized as into how I could be hurting myself. And just how could I be hurting myself? I use washing detergent to like soak in sometime. I don't know where that habit came from. I just started doing it. I just like to be clean. It's like once you enjoy being clean, it's like you find all types of ways to get super clean, you know. It's the only way to explain it. It's not like I'm a dirty person, like, oh my god, you gotta get super clean. It's like, to an extent, it seems extreme because like, you don't even really do too much to even get filthy, where you even need to get that deluxe clean, you know. But it's like, could you ever be too clean, you know? But I do realize it's another energy connected to that, where it's like when you are around people that have dirty ways or just dirty, it rubs off in a way where you want to be super clean, if that makes sense. But I was talking about myself. What was I saying about myself? I just have to change my perspective and how I deal with myself, if that makes sense. Like a slowed down aspect, because I do it a lot. Like today I exfoliated, but I didn't use washing detergent. I used fabric softener like I normally do. I just like my skin to be soft. So I just exfoliated my body because, as I was saying, like I irritated my skin, but it's already healing back well. I'm still red or whatever, but I just think it's good for me personally. I'm a good healer. I know how to heal myself. Yes, I slipped and fell, you know, like and destroyed my skin, but I know how to fix it, so it's a little different for me. But I do feel in the aspect to say, yeah, I can understand having to change my perspective on certain things and how I deal with myself. But that's how the divine is communicating. They're trying to tell you to change your perspective about something. I keep feeling that, like that's me. That's so intriguing. Because it was my skin telling me to do that, and that what helps me connect with the eternal aspect. It's like a natural, yes, satellite situation, if that makes sense. I pick up everything. I pick up everything. We're gonna keep going though. But it's the divine side telling you to change your perspective on something. And your pet could be telling you, or you yourself may be recognizing it because you have that connection. Take what resonates, but that's what it is. And it's clear. There should be no, I wonder. You're recognizing. The thing is, are you going to make the change? And that's so awesome. It's you. I didn't even look at that. Pardon me. I think I did speak about it, but then, you know, got a little interrupted. But you're operating like a page of pentacles, but I didn't get stuck on the name. You're working like the cosmos. You are communicating. It's y'all two communicating for sure. That's the king. But ooh, that's up under the king too. That's intriguing. The hangman is up under the king of pentacles, but it's him telling you to change your perspective, and it's about obstacles. I'm gonna pull some more. That's intriguing. I didn't even realize that for a second. Bound. The devil card came out. Ooh, and it said that. Ooh, that's the happy ending too. That's where the communication is clear, because it's in the dark. When I say it's dark, I say it gets dark. Ooh, spooky. I'm just joking a little bit. Just a little bit. It's just because in this energy, how I explained about it could be a pet. Who in the world really, well, I think of, but you know, the majority of people think they know the cat can't communicate. They don't have feelings. They don't have emotions. Do you not ever really just watch how your pet operates? They always sensing something, picking up something, hearing noises that you don't even freaking hear. It's that type of energy that's happening. And as I said, Shadow's been on it for sure. And Shadows is the eternal side. It's this aspect. Um, this smells so good. Every day I love my stone. I normally sleep with it or keep it close to me. I've been picking up on energy a lot too. As I said, it reminds me of a cemetery. It takes me into a cemetery energy, but they're not just there. Like, that was not their final destination. They were gone before you even took them to that final destination. It's just a comforting spot for you to go back and, reminisce on, if that makes sense. Because I, my personal self, do enjoy going to the cemetery and visiting. I think it's respectful to do. Just because, they guide me all the time. And it's just like, why not show up to their house and show them appreciation just by even visiting them? Because people think they're gone, even though yes I just said they're everywhere, but it's different when you like show up to somebody's home and somebody even think they're not even there no more, and it's like I am still here, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. However it goes, it's what it is. I personally do it, and that's that energy. Let me shuffle some more, then I'll move over to the travel deck. This is really good energy. I don't know if there's anything else that needs to get said. Because right now, you just gotta change your perspective. They want you to change your perspective on something. And this is based off obstacles, and there's lots of them. But it's what makes you the Queen of Wands. It's what puts you in your power. It's what makes you abracadabra. Which have you operate like a cat. That's so intriguing. That's amazing, honestly. Or as I said, it's your cat that you might, or your pet. In the middle. What is this? What was I saying? I was saying something. It's your pet that's letting you know that the divine is trying to get your attention, that you need to change your perspective on something. And it can't get no clearer or more said than that. You're having anxiety. Anxiety. Where did that go? And that's right in the middle. It's part of the obstacles and you changing your perspective. This message is sounding so familiar to me, so intriguing. Because you may not want to make these changes. Something, you gotta change something. And with the Hangman actually comes, like, the Hangman is actually already upside down energy, a total. It made me think of like a crossway, like that, like, or actual cross. And you can go either way, but you don't realize that until you flip it, go a different couple ways. And the actual Hangman card is actually in reverse. Like, this is how it's supposed to look, and it came out actually upside down. Which just seemed like a growth aspect. I talked about this energy before. This is that energy. As into, it came off as seeking energy. I think it was part of my last translation. I didn't share it. Why I just didn't. But it was saying that what you are speaking, you're manifesting, but you may not be seeing it, like, or it's not looking the way that you expected it to, so you're unsure. But it's like it's blooming. It's like, it's making me think of building a house, and you may have drew out the plans or whatever, You know, once you already draw them out, or you can just have it in your head, and then you actually start seeing it get built. You're like, things don't look so perfect as the way you envision it because it ain't done. I feel like that same energy when it comes to the hangman. You may want to knock it all the way down because it's like, it's not done. You know, it's that type of energy. But as I was saying, it's what you have spoken. You manifested, which gave you options, but you was unsure. But it was coming in the energy of, as I just explained, as into it's not looking the way that you thought it would. Which you have to figure that aspect out. You know, is it really not what you wanted, or it's just not there? And for me, it's the same energy. It's still blooming. It's at the bottom. Like you want it to be up here, obvious, all beautiful. You're still down here. Like it's just a bunch of little leaves. Like it's like planting a seed and thinking the whole flower gonna bloom overnight. Like it's still in the soil. Like it ain't even popped through the soil maybe. But over here it's showing that something's popped up for sure. But it's taking me in the form of a house, honestly. And I think I have a vision of a house in my head, and it's like it ain't done. Like it's like the wood or whatever is in the ground. It's like I don't know what this is looking like. But that's the energy, and it's going with change perspective also, and it's going with anxiety. All that goes together, and obstacles. That all goes together. And this card came out. What is this? What are you? What are you? Divine communication. What are you? I'm divine communication. That's definitely awesome. This is interesting. These obstacles is also coming off as, I explained this already before. It's the same energy. I pulled this card out too, and it's confirming what I said about a triangle of communication. Like somebody has divine communication. They know how to communicate divinely. The other person don't. So they need like a translator, like a cat or something, or a person like me to translate for them. It's part of the obstacles and what you bound to. It's in the dark. It's like somebody's spiritual, somebody's not, but they connect. The spiritual one can connect and then tell them what's going on. It's that energy that's happening, and it's part of the Queen of Wands. And yeah, that is what it is. Somebody's translating energy for sure. And it's right by I got the Devil card. Right by the heart, the stone. Somebody definitely want to know about their loved one for sure. Or even about how I sat there and said, can y'all hear me? I feel like I'm mumbling. Pardon me. Sometimes I forget that I'm recording. I get so into it that I totally forget that I'm recording. It's like, speak up, I can't hear you. I think I might start wearing my headphones too. I got me some headphones and see if it can be heard better, because I, my own personal self, do go back and watch my videos. And I'm like, geez, I can't really hear. I have to hold the phone up to my ear. It's like fooleries. But it's like, hey, some things in life you literally gotta listen very closely. Pay attention. Everything ain't always so obvious. Even this freaking energy. This is in the dark. You wouldn't even think that it's even happening. I forgot to tell y'all that too. Pardon me. The feather is out, which is sky energy. We got the ground and we got the sky as energies today. The angel aspect. I feel the energy that came to my mind when I picked this up and I laid it back down. The angel aspect. And pull some more from travel. I'm gonna grab travel and pull some cards. I feel like a different energy. This angel aspect. Oh, my stomach is cramping with the foot. Ooh, that hurt. Buckle up. Plug in the key. Offensive love. Are you going on a rise? Feel like an adventure. Plug in the key. Yeah, this is definitely what that is. Offensive love. That's amazing. That's kind of interesting, honestly, because I recently, I feel like my lips are getting a little dry. For me, some little moisture. I'll be right back. Let me give me some moisture. I need some moisture. Okay, got a little better. Good old little Vaseline, get the job done. Seriously, though. It's not a good feeling having dry lips, you know. If I couldn't control it, it'd be a little different, metaphorically, but I got tons of moistures and stuff. But anywho, I got tons of moistures and stuff. This offensive love is made me excited just because it reminded me of myself, honestly. Just being protected. This is your protected aspect. And it's making me think of a picture that I took recently. I went on a little journey. Spirit led me to go and do some things, as I always do. As I always do. Spirit, I feel like you just talked through me. How intriguing. As I always do. Okay. And I was out like in the forest. I call it the forest. And there was a tree that was covered around a fence, like it was protected. It's the same aspect. Something's protecting you. And it's the angel aspect, probably the angel aspect. And it's saying, buckle up and plug in the key. You gotta focus. You're not focused. Somebody's not focused. That's the plug in the key part. You focus. Pay attention. You're not paying attention. And buckle up. You may be going on an adventure. Like something's new gonna be happening. Or literally, put your seatbelt on or buckle up. But I'm feeling like it's an adventure. You're protected. Focus. Pay attention. You're not paying attention. To what? I don't know. You're just not paying attention. Your angel telling you you're not paying attention. Where are you? Haha, that one about a divine communication. Where are you? That's a great question. I feel like a little trick question. Oh, stop, drop, and pray. Are you somewhere you're not supposed to be? How intriguing. Oh, that's Sky. I know who that is. Haha. Are you somewhere you're not supposed to be? Boy, oh boy, so intriguing. Stop, drop, and pray, yeah. Spouse ain't where it's supposed to be at. Need a lift and bridge to God. Whew. Do you need a lift? Somebody's gonna need a ride. It's taking me to an energy I talked about today. I asked my ex if he was gonna be giving somebody a ride home. From work. And he said he didn't know, so he probably will, but that's that energy too. That's where you're at. That's where you're at. Tell you where you at, Danielle. Is that where you at? Is that where you at? I feel like I'm being a little personal, but hey, if the sky want to tell, who am I to say don't? Which, you know, I don't know, people think they can hide, yo. You can't hide from air. That's weird. Do you think you can? Don't cross the line. Oh, Jesus. Resting in God's lap. Well, that's good. But my thing stopped recording. Resting in God's lap. That part is good. This is divine communication. Saying don't cross the line. Pull a couple more from tarot for that one. Just resting God left catch my attention, but it's good. It's like it's a reason why you're where you're at, if that makes sense. And it may just be the resting part, honestly. Everybody needs to rest, take breaks, get comfort shielded, you know. Queen of Swords, Justice. That's what it is. That's funny. It's part of the anxiety, it's part of the divine communication as to somebody's spiritual, somebody's not, but it's getting translated. It's the Queen of Swords. Ooh, that's a lot. It's the Queen of Wands. That's like abracadabra, and that's justice aspect. Your spouse is justice, so they can abracadabra. And apparently you need rest. That's why you're where you're at. So yeah, don't cross the line, whatever that means, huh? That's a tricky one. I guess you just know what not to do and what not to do. You know what not to do and what not to do. I say it's tricky because sometimes people like to control their loved ones or people that they are in relationships with, and it's like, let them be them, let them do what they do. But you will realize if they really care for you or not, you know, by their actions, if that makes sense. Hope I explained that right. But it's making me think of something, because I talked about it before, and I even personally, what is that? A food rack. Somebody put the food rack on table. I could clear the doggone table off, because Spirit is a very organized person and does not like clutter too much. And it also helps me be able to focus, which that actually came out. What was that? Plug in the key. Even being able to recognize it, like, what is that? Well, that's plugging in the key. You realize something's off, something's wrong. Why? It's the same aspect. Which I kind of forgot what I was saying, because I noticed that was right there. And so, who did that fooleries? Now I'm getting distracted, I feel like, but that's just an important example that I could have gave really quickly and see what that means and how you have to focus and what can even throw you off, because intriguing. What the heck was I saying though? Saying about controlling your spouse or whatever. Oh, something I even thought of doing. How long is this video? Okay, not bad. Could I ever date like a porn star or something? Or if I did porn, would somebody still date me, you know? And for me, I really have to love that person. And I had to just leave it at that, because like, everybody don't like the job that they do, but they do it for the financial aspect, for the comfort aspect that comes with it. And I look at it in that type of a viewpoint, not, you know, you with a bunch of different people. It's like, the reasoning behind it and the actual love of understanding. And if I didn't understand it, if you go with that, don't cross that line, what the hell you think you're doing? You know, but it's a different energy aspect that comes with that. This energy is pretty good though, honestly, I must say. The Chariot, the happy ending, that came out twice. What was that at? Yeah, the communication is so clear. It seemed like y'all together. Because you're bound to them. And that's so awesome. That's y'all communication. It's so clear like y'all together, but y'all truly not together. That's the Chariot, which is a happy ending. But this is also coming off as two people. This is two. You may be with two people. Like your happy ending may be two females. So that's two different energies, and it's one person, which is going with that pyramid that I talked about. Your happy ending could literally be you with two females, And that's you. Or it might not be females however you go, but this is coming off as female energy. 2 of them. It's just taking me in that, and it's a 7 on it. That's what it is. It is what it is. There's no but, honey. It is what it is. It's 2 females. Your happy ending is with 2 females. That's why you can have that type of communication, even with a translating aspect. It flows in that type of a form. That's amazing. That's very amazing. Where's that don't cross the line? Oh, that might have been came by, didn't knock on the door. Just walked straight in and carved my damn skeleton, yo. Like, what the why would you do that, yo? Like, you could have left a whole nother message, like a hi, smiley face, you know. Left the light on, you know, left the door open. Just gonna carve my goddamn skeleton, yo. Like, I don't have too many possessions, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw this one away too. Can't take it with me when I die, and I'm already one. So, to the trash it goes. But yeah, that's that don't cross the line energy for sure. Unlock the door. That's funny, I just said leave the door open. Unlock the door. And they gotta buckle up again. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. And need a lift that came out again too. Seemed like 2 energies. It's all collabed in the same aspect, if that makes sense. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm trying to sit for a moment, see if I feel anything else. Something flipped the deck out quickly. What was that? Your foundation. That's your foundation. I already said that, so I feel like this energy is about to start circling again. This is your spouse. You're communicating with your spouse, and they're telling you to change your perspective about something that's causing you anxiety that you're in the middle of, but it's based off of obstacles, things that seem like problems or inconveniences. But it goes with the Queen of Wands. It's an abracadabra aspect. It's not difficult for that person, and it gotta be the divine communication. There's something in that aspect. What else came out in here? Your pet. It could also be a pet. If you have a pet, they are helping you communicate with the eternal aspect. The eternal aspect may be trying to get your attention. And it's your pet that's letting you know it. How? I don't know, I feel like going to the door or something, in the window. I don't know, they might just be showing you more affection. It's that. It's making me think of a movie called East Bayou. And she went to the fortune teller. And the fortune teller was like, look to your children. It's that aspect of energy. Because they're going to be guiding you. Because the eternal aspect is getting their attention to get to you, because maybe you don't recognize it, you don't believe it, but you may love your pet enough to recognize it. That's why it's using the pet. And I think that's everything. Honestly, energy is quite well. You just pay attention to your pet, or maybe even child, because I did use that example and it made sense. Or yourself. Pull like a few more, and then I will be back next time. It's needed to be translated. Next time it's needed. I'm always translating. I translated this morning too, honestly. I was like, I already did my work. I'm done for the day. And it's like, you might as well do this tarot part too. Yeah. What is this? I tweeted. But you should follow me on my Twitter if you're not. Twitter, my story blends. But I also have Skulls Welcome too. Just because that's who helping me even receive the energy is the eternal aspect. You know, so it's like Skulls Welcome. What is this? What other one has 7 on it? Pardon me really quick. I gotta receive this through a number form. It's the happy ending. Boy, oh boy. Has to change perspective too. Your happy ending is with 2 people. Somebody not realizing that, or they don't want it. It's like they feel they are enough already. Like, I'm not enough for you, you know, or I don't know, it's that type of energy. But I don't see, it's like, I want to say we are one of the same, but it brings a balance. This would be that person. This is one of the females, one of your spouses. One is in this aspect and the other one is over here. They're not together. They're not together. And it's obvious. This is obvious energy. They definitely got to go with the anxiety, which is followed by justice, because all this anxiety is justice. Swords is justice, which the Queen of Swords came out. And the communication that's happening. One can communicate very well with eternal aspect. The other one is not symbolizing can do that. So it's like a translation aspect. And that's why I said one of the same. Like, got the same gift but in a different form. That's why I said one of the same. It's both 7s. Both stars able to communicate with the cosmos. But it's in a different form. Like me, I translated so many doggone ways, yo. I'm using the cards now. Like, I am a tarot reader, a fortune reader, a mind reader. I give myself chuckles. Which that's something I really thought about recently, as into a mind reader. Could I be able really to identify myself as being a mind reader when I'm communicating using my crown chakra? You know, which makes me be able to seem like I mind read because I'm picking up the energy. You know, I think I might be able to take that certification as to I'm a mind reader. But it's true. But you know, you can translate through music, images, numbers. You know, it's just, what is your gift that helps you be able to recognize the eternal aspects? Some people even palm readers, you know, like, that's why I say it's the same aspect. It's just, where that card go? I need to look at it more. Somebody feel they're enough. Which that's kind of understandable, because I think I might feel the same way. Like, I'm not enough, you know? You want somebody else? I'm appalled. I'm just joking a little bit. Love have taught me to be very welcoming, honestly. I want to say it surprises me how welcoming and understanding I am. But love is, you don't think too much into it. Like, things, that's the only way you can realize if you really love somebody, honestly, is the things that you just would, I don't want to say sweep up on the rug, but just, you understand. Like, you may be a little irritated, but when you sit and think, you understand it and you just let it be. But you always have to put yourself in their position, because y'all are in the same position, if that makes sense. Where it's just like, I understand that. And if you don't, you might need to reevaluate what love is. And I'm just gonna leave it at that. Which, you know, change perspective did come out. So I think it's fair to say. And then I'm gonna wrap it up and leave it at that, because that's the energy, you guys. And it's good energy. You just literally gotta change your perspective. It seems like you're missing out on what you're supposed to be having. Whatever you're thinking is an obstacle, it's not an obstacle. It's a blessing. It's a manifestation, which is really good. I actually want to talk about that. I'm thinking about making another video, but I was watching some of my other translations that I have done, and I was looking at how I was explaining things, and it's like at that moment I seen it on a different like frequency of understanding. I was realizing this is a new build-in of a structure. This is not something I want to say is original, but it is. And I was taking me in that twin tower aspect, how I speak of it a lot. If you watch my videos, you be like, oh, you talk about this a lot because it's really important. That's an original way, okay? But it crumbled. One of them crumbled because somebody stepped out. Because for me, it symbolizes a marriage. And somebody stepped up out of it and one crumbled. It's no longer a balance the way it's supposed to be. But there is a new building of a structure that's happening, and a lot of it comes with a third party situation. It's like a triangle, so I can explain it. And for me, when I was watching it was just like it clicked in my head like that makes so much freaking sense. It's like an expansion of growth. Even how Stern said, somebody you love, they hurt you, you may be upset, but you understand, and it's an expansion of growth that's happening. It's like it's growing in that form of a way. And I thought that was so intriguing, like, oh, that's so freaking intriguing, you know. Where whoever you may have stepped out with, you're growing with them. I hate to chuckle, but it was meant to be that way. Even how, make sure my booty not talk. Sometimes my nipples be trying to be on display, but for me, it's like Mother Nature got something to say. You know, I think of like, you know, like a pets, how they normally let their kids like nipple get fed. Oh Jesus, what? The nipple get fed. Feed your nipple. They normally breastfeed or like nipple feed them. The kids be on the nipples or whatever, which I breastfed my child, and for me it's just like a eternal aspect situation that's happening. I feel like each time it pop out, that's what it is. So I hope nobody get offended, but you know, there be somebody, oh my God, your nipple popped out, or I seen it. It's like, yo, Turno was saying hi, say hi back. Say hi back. I get myself chuckles. I need to wrap this up. What the heck was I saying though? I just thought that was intriguing, honestly. Going back and watching my videos and seeing the expansion where my mind is understanding higher now. It's just like, it's been a lot going on, and it's good, but it's all an expansion situation. It's like going to what they call that? What's the prayer room where you do something wrong and you go for, what's the prayer room called where you do something wrong? I feel it in my head, but it's like, I just feel like spirit want to be funny at the moment, so it's making me have to explain it that way. What is this called? You don't know what that called, huh? Prayer room? No, it's not prayer room. What is that called? Let me finish explaining it. Where you do something wrong, repent. You ask for forgiveness about something you did. And then you move forward. If you did something wrong, something fell, you can be forgiven, but you gotta go build a different way, yo. And I just seem to be this energy, honestly. So remember, guys, be kind. You are a reflection.